Hi, Darla. What brings you into the office today?
I was referred to the office today by a friend who's worried about me and my recent choices. Well, she's worried by meaning she threatened to end our friendship if I didn't make behavior change because of my negative influence, which was a little annoying. But I took her comment pretty seriously because she's really the only form of support that I have. And my parents really haven't been happy with me lately.
Well, I'm glad to hear that you listened to your friend that is worried about you. What kinds of behaviors is she particularly worried about?
Well, she said I was smoking way too much weed and I was high all the time, which I understand is a poor way to cope with my anxiety. But I don't have any other way to de-stress. There are really no other ways. Um, and then also another thing she was worried about was my Xanax abuse. She said I use it way too often. But it's like a prescription medication, so it can't be that bad for you. And then before a test, I do tend to wash it down with a bottle of wine just to calm my nerves. So, you know?
Okay, well, are there any other lifestyle behaviors that you yourself are concerned about?
Honestly, after learning about nutrition in my health and wellness class, I feel like my eating habits haven't been the best. I just don't really have time to eat during the day because I'm always studying, so I end up ordering fast food late at night. And before I know it, I'm 3 McFlurries deep, and I don't know what year it is. This usually gives me a huge sugar rush, and then it makes me feel sluggish, and then I can't go to bed, and then I can't even wake up for my class the next day. So I want to change that.
Well, it is important that you are contemplating the positives and the negatives of your behavior. This means that you are in the contemplation stage of change, which is when you recognize that your behaviors aren't healthy. You are thinking about making an action towards change. Why don't we set goals so you can prepare to make a step towards change?
Yeah, that sounds good.
What is something that you hope to change by the end of the week?
Well, it would be nice not to consume half my body weight in McDonald's for dinner tonight, and maybe make some salad at the dining hall.
Okay, good plan. What about something that you can change by the end of the month?
Well, I want to stop smoking pot and taking unprescribed Xanax for my anxiety, and maybe try signing up for my first yoga class.
That's a really good idea, and I think that is definitely something that you can do.
Yep. Also, maybe I should probably stop drinking wine before my tests, and then I could maybe do better on them.
Yes.
I don't know if, does that sound good to you?
Yes, it absolutely sounds great to me.
Okay, so I'll try to work on that.
Okay, great.
Debriefing for Interview 1. It is evident that the patient Darla does not come to the appointment due to her own initiative. She acknowledges her bad coping mechanisms, which include misuse of both drugs and alcohol, as well as poor eating habits. Furthermore, she lacks the understanding about the long-term effects of her current behaviors. This being said, she contemplates readiness to learn healthy coping mechanisms when she suggests trying a yoga class. As Darla gives her nurse more background about her current situation and the lack of a support system she has, she migrates towards the preparation stage of motivational interviewing. The patient states that her goals include eating healthier and avoiding risky situations and behaviors. Furthermore, she explains some goals that she has long-term as well. The patient has a follow-up appointment with a nurse a week later.
Hi Darla, how has the past week been?
It was actually pretty good. I mean, I felt a lot better since we last met, and I've been able to focus better in my classes since I am getting more sleep at night.
Awesome. Have you worked out any of the goals we set last week?
Yes, I went to the dining hall every single day
Wow.
and only ordered out once. So, That was pretty cool. And the food that I ordered was actually pretty healthy. I got a salad from Pronto and a smoothie from Be Good.
That's great. I'm glad to see that you've made some improvement on your eating. How about your progress on signing up for yoga?
I've been thinking about it, but I'm having difficulty physically signing up. I mean, I don't want the other students to judge me for being bad. I've never done it before.
That's okay. Everyone tries something new for the first time, and you might like it. Keep thinking about it and sign up when you feel ready. In the meantime, if you have access to the internet, YouTube offers some great at-home tutorials that you can enjoy in the comfort of your dorm. There are also meditation podcasts on Spotify. If you have trouble sleeping, they also have guided relaxation that you could try and you could listen to when you're ready for bed.
Okay. I'll try the at-home tutorials first and try in preparation for the real class so that I don't feel a fool.
Yeah, whatever makes you feel the most comfortable. And how are you coping with your anxiety? Have you been able to stay away from the drugs?
Yeah, it was actually pretty bad at first. Pretty terrible. But I realized I was making a few mountains out of molehills when I actually sat down to talk about it with my friend. She made me realize that I don't need to get hundreds on every single exam that I take, and I defs don't need the pot to chill out.
That's right. There are definitely healthier coping mechanisms than smoking the pot for when you're stressed out. You could exercise with your friends, you could journal before bed, and make sure that you eat 3 nutrient-dense meals a day to fuel your brain for studying. And have you been sexually active?
Only one time this week, which is definitely an improvement from my usual sexual endeavors.
Good. I'm glad that you're cutting back on those risky behaviors that we talked about. And it seems to me that you're moving forward into the action phase towards more positive change. And this means that you intend to keep moving forward with changing your behavior. How about we set another goal for next week's visit?
Yes, I've really enjoyed coming to speak with you, and I can definitely see a change in myself. I really like the suggestions that you've made earlier. My new goal for the week is to journal every night before bed and reflect on my day. I think that could definitely help relieve my anxiety and stress and just help me decompress so that I don't have to resort to other substance use.
Debriefing Interview 2. During this part of the interview, the preparation phase was further addressed to help Darla continue to move towards change. The nurse taught more coping mechanisms as she discovered more poor ones that Darla has involved herself in. The stress and anxiety has continued to affect Darla's functioning. Exercise, meditation, journaling, and nutritional coping mechanisms were taught during this session. The client has made progress by stopping poor mechanisms. However, more bad decisions were discovered in this interview and are now being addressed. The client expresses the need and want for change after she has successfully made changes. The patient also wants to continue to meet with a nurse to hold herself accountable, thus entering the action phase. Now that Darla has progressed, she can begin to live a more functionable life and survive nursing school.